September 1st. Just wanted to videotape the house before we totally moved from 1007 Marion Avenue. It's a time where I'm getting ready to pack up some things to take to Pittsburgh, and I've had a chance to trim the hedges and to cut the lawn today, as well as run some errands around town. So I'll walk both outside and inside of the house, and we'll have a documentary on the enhancements we made to 1007 Marion Avenue, as well as a way to document our possessions, which we are leaving here until we are able to sell this house and then move into Pittsburgh. Foyer area, when you walk in the front door, you come into a foyer with a staircase. To your right is the living room, which is kind of a great room area. We've combined both our formal living room furniture as well as our family room furniture in this room. As you look at the hallway, when we moved in this house, there was burgundy wallpaper in this hallway foyer area and going up the stairway. Rhonda elected to have us take down that wallpaper and paint the foyer and stairway the same colors as the living room and the dining room. And in that way, the whole first floor level was tied in as the same color. We'll next walk into what we call our computer room, and it's listed into multi-listing service as a study. It's a fairly large computer room. We used to have our personal desktop computer, fax machine, and printer on this desk here. That's all now going to Pittsburgh, or has gone to Pittsburgh. And as you can see, there are some built-in bookshelves with our encyclopedias and family photo albums and other miscellaneous books in that corner there. There's actually a fireplace here which has, I think, a gas option. Fairly old, but it still is in usable condition. Similar to the house we had on Woodhurst Terrace, we put some clocks on the fireplace mantelpiece. One of the improvements we made to this home was to put new window treatments in this room, and we also added 2 new windows. The window treatments cover all the windows, and the 2 windows that are new are this one here. They replaced some leaky doors which were there before. They had a lot of problems with winter drafts coming through, and here's the other window on this side. But this room really is a much more usable and brighter room than the room that we had when we first moved in the home. In addition, we put lights as an option on the fan. Before, the fan was there, but there was not any lighting attached to it, and so that lightened this room greatly. Back to the living room. We're going to head to the dining room and then to the kitchen area. What's nice about this house is that it's pretty open. The rooms are fairly large, and the color is light, so it makes the rooms look large. This is, I think, the largest dining room we've ever had. It's a great place for entertainment. It's got the French doors here that open up to the foyer area and to the living room. And it's just a great space. Here's the breakfast nook area where the kids did their homework this past year. We elected to hang our family pictures here, as has been our tradition in the homes that we've had. And so as you can see, they're lined up, which depicts the family changes over the years. Leaving the breakfast nook, we come into the kitchen area where there was also wallpaper, and we took that down and elected to paint it a kind of an almond color, and we painted the cabinets, which had been almond before, a white color, so that brightened up this kitchen tremendously. We put a fan and light in. There was a low-hanging lights in here before that really kind of obstructed your pathway through the kitchen. And the people before us, I don't think they used it as an eat-in kitchen. I can't recall what they had in the, I think they just had a small round table when they lived here before. You can see that the refrigerators go into the wall, so that will remain when we sell this house without. There's a butler's pantry here, which is a nice option. Provides plenty of storage space for all of the dishes and kitchen utensils. Here's a microwave, and our George Foreman grill is here. Our Ronco rotisserie is here, and there's lots of shelves to put glasses. We found that this area is very leaky too in terms of wind and cold air in the winter, so I did caulk that in the past winter. Here's the pantry, and since it's so noisy, I'll be sure to put some WD-40 on that door, because that makes an awkward sound as you open it up. But the pantry here has plenty of space for dry food. We are going to leave the kitchen and proceed to the first floor partial bathroom, which also had wallpaper, as you might imagine. Rhonda took that down. It was the same burgundy color that had been in the hallway, and painted this kind of a golden brown. And we changed the floor. The floor was tile with some carpet on it. We took that up, and Rhonda put down this floor, which complements the colors that she chose for the wall and makes for a very nice use of this space. As you can see, the fixtures are somewhat dated, so depending on what someone wanted to do with this bathroom, they could update the look of it. But this is much more presentable than it was when we were moving in. This area was here before. We actually added more hooks. There were maybe 8 or 9 hooks here. We added another 14 hooks, so there's about 20 hooks for clothes and coats, what have you, in the wintertime. And so that's an interesting first floor. That's kind of character that this house has, an interesting first floor closet area. And there's French doors that open to it. We will proceed up the stairs. Here are our wedding pictures from 19 years ago. And as you can see, we've got some plants, which I am now going to be taking to Pittsburgh on this trip. Plants that had really thrived here at this window. They've done really well here, and I'm sure they'll do well in Pittsburgh as well. But this has been a good place for them. I just hope that they'll transport well overnight. First bedroom we will come to is Wesley's room. Wesley went with the animal motif during his stay here. As you can see, there are his lions and pictures of giraffes and elephants. He's got 2 beds in his room in case he has us run over for a sleepover. And one neat thing about this house is that all the rooms are very large in terms of bedroom space. So one of the things that we noted as we've looked at other houses is that the rooms in this house actually are fairly big in terms of size for bedrooms. The next room we come to is Jocelyn's room. She went with blue again, which is a favorite color for her. And her room is very neat. She too has 2 beds in her room. She went away from the bunk bed option that she had when we were in Pittsburgh before. And her windows look outside to the front of the house. And there's actually a deck on the side of her room, which the deck runs across to Wesley's room. We thought about putting a door here so that we could use this deck, but it's on the list of things to do. We didn't get done with our initial renovation here, but it's an option, certainly, that whoever purchases this house can take forth. Jocelyn shares a bathroom with her sister Rosalind. This is the Jack and Jill bathroom that the girls share. It had a kind of wallpaper on it that got taken down and was painted a mauve with a beige ceiling, which coincidentally was the colors of the master bedroom that Ron and I had in Egan Hills Drive. This is Rosalind's room. Rosalind's room was initially yellow, and to make it more neutral, we painted it kind of an eggshell white, and it still maintains its character. As you can see, it overlooks the garage, and it's a fairly large room. I think the previous owners used it as a master bedroom, and it is the largest bedroom in the house. Also looks out front. We elected not to use it as our master bedroom because it does have the Jack and Jill bathroom feature. And since the girls had experienced that in Pittsburgh, we thought it was a good option for them to have here as well. As you can see, Rosalind's room has many different features. Everywhere you look, there's kind of something going on, which is a style that she likes. Everything has its place, and she likes for everything to be in its place. We walk further down to the fourth bedroom on the floor, which is our master bedroom. And what's interesting about this room is that it has a Florida room, or kind of a great place to have coffee. It's a room that could probably use some screens over the windows so that the windows can be open. The windows at this time are painted shut. And as you can see, you have a great view of the neighborhood going over to Xavier. We put these window treatments in. I can't even recall what was here before, but they weren't suitable if there were any window treatments. But the street is fairly quiet. And here's our neighbor's home, Mr. John Jones. And here's the garage. Another neighbor, Mr. Lowenthal, who's currently in a nursing home, and I think he's around 89, 90 years old. But this room has great potential, and it's a nice extra bonus off the master bedroom. This is my closet here, fairly compact. And Rhonda has a closet upstairs, which we will view later. What's interesting about this closet is it has a window to the outside. The bathroom adjoining this bedroom has an old-style deep bathtub and old-style sink. This house is 81 years old, and this maintains some of the character of an older home. Rhonda elected to paint this a greenish color, which ties in this bathroom and the bedroom. Previously, there was a wallpaper on this bathroom here, and we took that down and made the tie-in between this room and the other room. What's great about this house is that there are 4 fairly large rooms on one floor, and as we proceed up the back stairway to the 3rd floor, we will find that there is now a 5th bedroom, which was underutilized. In fact, this whole 3rd floor was underutilized by the preceding owners. Rhonda had this room painted white and put lighting in here to update it. There was a boarded up window here. Historically, there had been a window attic fan unit here, but we put a window in that matches the other windows in the home and really makes this room usable. as a fifth bedroom. In addition, we finished this area as kind of a closet storage space, put tile on the floor, and it's a great place for some dry storage. You never can have enough storage area. Of course, right now it's kind of jumbled, but it is usable space, which is good. There are some more plants that have to get in that van as I go to Pittsburgh. This rubber tree, I think, is 23 years old, at least, maybe even older. Rhonda got it from her roommates in Harvard. And here's kind of a corn plant, which we've had now for a long time, and another small plant. But they've done pretty well at this window spot up on the third floor. My hope is that they'll do as well as in Pittsburgh. We proceed further down the third floor. Here's another room that got finished and painted. It's kind of a library area, great place to store books, information. And so this was a very usable space for stuff. Here's Rhonda's closet. This was room that she converted into usable space. Made sure there was tile on the floor, drywalled, and closet shelves and hooks put in for her clothes. So it turned into a nice walk-in closet. There's a full bath and shower on the third floor, and it's in fact the shower that Rhonda and I used every day, as our preferred showers to baths, and is a very good working shower. And this is what we call our family room. It has the basement furniture that we've had historically, and is a great space for the kids to kind of hang out. Here's a TV dedicated to Nintendo, my record player, album collections up here, all of our videos over time. So what had been in the basement before is now in this third floor family room here, because our basement is really not usable space in this house. It's more storage space, as you'll see. And by adding this air conditioning unit in the window, this made this very usable space up here, and Rhonda put in a new lighting fixture. So that is the third floor, second floor, and we saw the first floor. So we'll run down to the basement to look at some of the enhancements there. Stairway. Here's a door that we hardly ever use. So we have a back door through the kitchen as well as the side door. But we hardly ever used it. This is the basement. This past winter I spent time painting it white so it wasn't so much as a dungeon. Before it had been a grayish color. Got a load in the dryer. This is in fact an old gas clothes dryer that is built into this house, built in the floor. So it's about 81 years old probably, been around for a long time. But I consider it an antique cabinet clothes dryer. I'm not sure how it operated. Looks like there might have been some hooks and poles that had to be used to put your clothes in. And this gas outlet here was probably the place that the gas came in so that your clothes could get dry without burning up. There's plenty of storage space, a latrine, which I won't bore you with. You've got a freezer and a refrigerator, file cabinets down here. The space is pretty clear. As is typical of many basements in Cincinnati, this one has issues with water leaking. You can see spots in the wall where when it rains, water does kind of seep in, and that is not unusual here in Cincinnati. This represents all the stuff I've now got to pack into the van along with the house plants to get back to Pittsburgh, as we are in temporary housing until we move into the house that we're going to purchase there and sell this house. So this looks like a whole lot of stuff that's got to, except for those boxes, and we're taking those boxes. But all of this stuff on the table are necessities that we've got to have while we're in temporary housing. I'm going to use that bin to put some of that stuff in. So I'm going to go out through the back door, and we'll take a look at the outside environment in the back. Not sure if I walked over to the TV unit. This is something that we didn't have in Pittsburgh, and we purchased it because we knew we were going to use the space as an entertainment area. But this is where we've got one of our TVs, and it's also a place to kind of have some knickknacks. This is a CD player for the family. And this is kind of the family room portion of the living room area. Now we're heading back outside, back through the back door. Back door of the kitchen, you can see the hedges and Mr. Lowenthal's house. There is a deck area here, which is secluded. Nice feature. We've got our outdoor deck furniture, which I had a chance to rust-sterilize this past summer. But you can hear the crickets. It's pretty quiet. Here's some of the outside flowers and stuff. A lot of good foliage here for a city house. Rhonda picked out some beautiful paint for this house. It had been gray and white before. It's kind of a mauve with plum highlighting and beige trim. So complements the other houses, as you can see on the street. Our neighbor's house and the house across the street. It's kind of hidden by trees, but they're similar colors. Here's some more of the flowers, and it's going to do some random walking around. Here's the garage, two-car garage. Got our old refrigerator from Whitehurst Terrace. We've actually got a freezer and a small refrigerator downstairs, and then this refrigerator is in the inside of the garage. And patients did really well this year. Some beautiful purple ones underneath this huge oak tree that's in the yard. Rhonda decided to plant some flowers along the driveway next to Mr. Jones's yard, and they came out very nice. Combination of marigolds and patience. Ferns did really well. I'm going to leave these ferns this time. I might come back and get them next time. I'll check in with Rhonda to see if I ought to bring them. We were holding our breath because we have lost a couple of items. We lost a couple of flower pots and pumpkins last October, and we were thinking that those ferns might disappear too. There were some trees planted close to the house. We had them removed and some ivy removed, and has opened this up a lot. The grass took in some areas but didn't in others. Planted some other grass cover in to take that place. This is that deck area I was talking about. On the left you see Jocelyn's window, on the right is Wesley's window. Here are the hedges, the dreaded hedges. They take a long time to cut and trim and to keep even. They were much higher until a couple months ago when we had them trimmed back some after the house was finally painted. Very nice colonial home. Again, it's 81 years old. It's a corner lot. I think it has a lot of charm, and with the new roof and painting both inside and out, it's in move-in condition. We're just looking for a buyer who can vision themselves living in the home next. Now, the neat feature about this house is that it has a lot of windows. And patients under this tree, as well as that tree. Here's that side door I was talking about. As you can see, there are so many windows. Well, that just about wraps up this tour of 1007 Marion. Now, when we moved from Egan Hills Drive, I came back and filmed the house when it was empty. I don't know if I'll do that. We'll see how the circumstances go. What I might do is save this the very same tape and next use it to videotape the home that we're going to purchase, because the inspection of that house is this coming Monday, which is the day after tomorrow on September 3rd. So it will be interesting to have this house preceding that house, and we'll use, hopefully the inspector will allow me to videotape. When I had this house inspected, the inspector allowed me to videotape this, but depending on how stringent the inspector will be, will determine whether I'm able to do that. But by videotaping the house that we're going to buy, we can kind of get a feel, and Rhonda can kind of see how our furniture will fit and how we might decorate that house with our belongings. Well, hopefully you've gotten a feel for 1007 Marion Avenue. It's a neat house for a year, and we're looking forward to moving to 900 Highlander Circle in Wexford, Pennsylvania. Before signing off, I might just go back outside one more time and take one more view from across the street. Again, it's good to get the street scene that you look at when you come out the door. What's neat about this is that we are in the city, but because of all the trees, there's very much a country-like feel. If you look catty-corner to us, there's this huge mansion across the street. And that's under constant renovation, I hear. But it's more than a notion to take that on in terms of bringing it back to its former state of being. As you can see, this is the house across the street from us. It's got some similar colors to our house. That's Mr. Jones's house. This is our house. This is the corner of Marion and Dakota. There's a gas light there. This is kind of a gas light district. Big trees in the front. There's this island in the street that keeps cars from zipping through too quickly, and it really does serve its purpose, as well as speed bumps that are strategically located in the neighborhood. Alright, here's the for sale sign. Still has new listing. It's been for sale now for about a month, and we're hoping that in the next couple of weeks we'll get someone who indicates an interest in going ahead and purchasing the house from us. Alright, I think it's been about a half hour, and I hope you've enjoyed the tour. I didn't really talk about all of the enhancements we made, but you get a flavor for what good condition this house is in.